Hey guys, Amelia here, and for today's self-care strategy, we're looking at simple movements that you can do throughout the day to help you counter some of the negative impacts of sitting for too long. So, first one I'm going to demonstrate, and I'm just going to this one you can't really see, but I guess I'm just going to lift my pant leg to show you. A very simple one is just a calf raise, and so this is something you do with both legs down on the ground. You would be lifting up your heels just like this, up and down. And just to demonstrate what a calf leg looks like right over here. So you're just lifting your heels and you're activating your calf muscle. This is really good to do just simply because you're gonna get blood flowing. So if I'm ever on an airplane and I'm sitting for long periods of time, I get up and I just engage my calf muscles to get my energy and blood flowing down into my feet. Then other moves you want to do is you want to counter the impact of this body position of sitting for so long, which means our hip flexors are getting tight. And the best ways to stretch our hip flexors is to go out of flexion and into extension. So anytime I take a step back and I bend my front knee and I lift the back knee, I'm able to feel a stretch, or making sure that your knee lines up over your ankle, not behind you. So if I'm doing a lunge and my knee goes too far forward, I'm putting a lot of pressure on my knee, and you can injure your knees that way. You always want to make sure that as you are doing a lunge, your front knee stays over your ankle and you're just stepping back. And so this is a stretch, which is stretching out this muscle, or I can go straight down to the ground and practice lunging, which is going to strengthen my leg muscles and doing a few different lunges. And of course, you can Google online lots and lots of workout videos that will teach you about lunges, but they're such a great movement to do because they strengthen our leg muscles. These are our large muscle groups. So when you have strong legs, you have lots of more calories that your body burns at rest. When you have strong legs and you're protecting your glutes, your glutes and your strong leg muscles protect your lower back, protect your hips. So we also want to stretch out our quads because sitting for too long is going to overfire these muscles as well. Easy way to stretch out your calves is you can hold on to something like a table or the wall, bring your ankle to your knee, and just pull your foot in, keeping your knee and your ankle in alignment as best as you can. So of course, what you do to one side, you do to the other. If you can't reach for your leg, you can always put it on something or a chair in order to get that stretch as well, engaging your belly, stretching your knees straight down. Also, really good to just stretch the back of your hamstrings, because what happens when we sit in a chair oftentimes is our pelvis tucks under, and our hamstring muscles can also, the attachments can start to become a little bit weak, and our hamstrings can become weak. But it's also just good always to stretch the opposing muscles. So you can stretch out your hamstrings by bringing your hands into the table in front of you, anything like that, or just allowing yourself to fold forward over your legs, and just stretching the back of your legs will just get blood flowing to those parts of your body. From our calves and from our hip stretch, getting our hip flexors stretched, it's also really nice to stretch out the glutes and the muscles that wrap around the hips as well. And so a very simple way to do that, this one you can actually do right straight from your chair, is you cross your ankle over your knee, and imagine I'm sitting back in a chair and I'm just putting my body into a figure 4 position. I'm flexing my foot and I'm sitting back into a little chair to get that hip open. And I can of course then do this on the other side. Now I'm demonstrating this as a balancing position because I have the balance, and I would have to move the camera to the floor to show you how to do this on the floor. But you can also, let's imagine I'm sitting on a table right now, but it's actually the floor. You can actually sit on the floor, put your ankle over your knee, and do this type of position as well. If you're familiar with yoga, it's called pigeon pose. Pigeon pose is great because it takes your pelvis, and imagine these two, my hands represent the bones of my pelvis. Well, when I sit for too long, my pelvis is going to come out of alignment, and it's most likely going to tuck under, where these muscles are going to get underutilized. And when I'm widening my hips through these stretches, I'm literally spreading the muscles apart and stretching these muscles out so that I can maintain that lower back curve, which is so important. So that's another stretch you can do. Squatting is an incredibly good position for us. In fact, I'm squatting right now as I talk to you because I'm not taking this camera up and down. Very simple principles to squats is you want to make sure that your energy, your weight is slightly more in your heels than in your toes so that you're not hurting your knees. If at any point something hurts or feels uncomfortable, again, you want to make sure you're sitting back, not going forward with your weight, but going back. You never want to go to the point of discomfort, but just doing a few squats. You don't even have to go that far down. You could just start low and come back up. I'm keeping my belly engaged, or if you have the strength, you can take it down and come back up. So doing squats throughout the day is just such a great way, one, to burn calories, two, fire up these leg muscles, which we want to wake up rather than have them be disengaged from our sitting. And then last but not least, one more. We'll do a few more. We'll do for the neck as well. If you ever get a chance, it's not that all sitting is bad. Squatting is actually really good. So squatting is when you have your knees up really high. And just every once in a while, varying it up by squatting down to the ground. You can actually put your monitor on something and put your keyboard on something else. Lots of great things to play with when you are thinking about how to play with different ergonomic setups for yourself. Then we talked about your neck and how to keep your neck healthy from all of the texting. So remember, when we start to look down too much, we take our head out of alignment, which can start to pull our shoulders forward and all of this typing. One of my favorite stretches to do to bring my neck into alignment is what I call the basket weave. So you take your hands into a basket behind your head, just like this. You take your elbows slightly forward, lift your shoulders towards your ears, and squeeze them down your back. Squeeze them down your back, yep, beautiful. And then with your elbows forward, I'm just pushing my head into my hands and my hands into my head. So it's a little bit of a wrestle. It's not like trying to get my head back, but it's a little bit of a wrestle. And I'm going to just demonstrate it with one hand so you could see. So when my head is just looking down at my phone a lot, notice my chin going down. I'm straightening my neck over here, which means I'm going to start straining these muscles. Instead, I'm going to use my hand basket to push my hand forward while I push my head back. And notice how my neck starts to naturally find this curve. With my chin up, I'm able to see straight across, and my neck is in an ergonomically more healthy position. And then anytime we stretch out our chest by stretching this way, or when we do exercises to strengthen our back muscles, such as rowing exercises or triceps, or when we're doing push-ups, or when we're doing pull-ups, all of these muscles that work our back, which you can do either with bands that you hold on to or on the ground, that's going to counter some of the obstacles that we face in just day-to-day modern technology life. So I hope you've enjoyed some ideas around how you can self-care your body, counter the impact of sitting at a computer for long periods of time. But remember, the most important thing is to actually physically get up and not be sitting for so long, and give your body what it loves and what it needs, which is blood flow, oxygen, energy moving, and taking great care of your body is the best thing to do, as it takes such good care of you. Thanks for watching.